Indonesia. Not very often you get to say watches are from that part of the world. I'm Dan and I'm from England and this is my channel, Watch Me With Watches, and I am sharing this watch with you today. Now, kindly, Santura got in touch with me and said, would you mind taking a look at this Novus watch? I saw it in the pictures and I said, hell yeah, that's a bit of me. And they kindly sent me one and I'm reviewing this piece for you today. Is it any good? Well, yes. But why? This, I believe, is a hidden gem from this part of the world, and I'm going to be showing you some really lovely details and clever little twists in the design, which I think make this stand out, even though initially it's a very subtle watch. It has more to it than meets the eye. So, without further ado, let's get on with it, shall we? So let's just get straight in with some stats and specs so you know what you're starting with. Price of this currently on sale, $429. I don't know what that is in pounds, but it's going to be less, isn't it? Case is made of 316L stainless steel, leather strap. Only option you can get for this is a strap. It's only 10.5mm thick. Case is 38mm. Miyota 9039, dateless complication, nice and slim Miyota movement, very lovely indeed. You have BGW9 lume in the hands and the indices. Available in 3 colours, all the same price. You've got this, it's called black, but it's actually more of a gunmetal grey. Got a blue, and then you've got silver/white. This one and the blue one have like a fume sunray dial effect. AR coated sapphire crystal on the front and the back. It's a partially exposed case back, so you've got a lovely detail, which I'll show you more in a bit. So now we've got that out the way, I'm going to present to you the things I think are fantastic about this watch and the things I would like to improve. And also, if you're lucky, you are lucky because I'm going to do it, I want to show you why this watch transforms dramatically when you put it on a couple of different straps. This is one of those strap monster watches. What is a strap monster watch? It's basically a watch which is incredibly versatile. It's changed out on different straps. It just seems to work on many different styles and colours. So can I just get the few things which niggle me out of the way first so you are aware of what might put you off buying one and splashing out and treating yourself. First thing is the mid case is a bit plain in its design. There's no real crazy design flair here. It's very simple. Almost pilot style, simple Seiko design almost. I know that's part of its appeal as what could be the ultimate go anywhere, do anything style piece. I think there could have been a bit of something here. Maybe some extra case scalloping on this underpart here, maybe some extra chamfering on the lugs, some extra detailing on the mid case. I'm not sure. I'm not a designer, but those are just my thoughts and ideas. Next thing is this crown. Even though it says it's 5.6, which is normally a reasonable size, it's very tricky to operate. It's okay to unscrew, but it's okay to wind the movement to give it some juice if it's run down. It's just fiddly to get it to bite back in. You have to have very pinchy fingers just to get it to bite in. It's just a bit fiddly. I think it could be rescued by being maybe even 1mm deeper that way and 1mm bigger that way, but that's just me being really picky, because otherwise everything about it is rather lovely. And my other criticism, which feels mean, because it's actually an extraordinarily good quality leather strap, and by that I mean it is very soft, no break-in period for this, very supple. The colour, I can't quite work out if it's dark blue or if it's an off grey or a black. I'm not going colourblind, but it just seems to clash with the watch. I think it looks like a navy blue. For a strap monster, I think that's an unusual thing to say, that it doesn't quite work with the strap it comes with. Lovely hardware though. I'm thinking a tan or a brown or even a sand or khaki strap, or even just really black would work better for this watch as standard, but that's not the end of the world. Now it's quite easy for me to tell you why I think this watch is very interesting, and I think in this very saturated market of watches around this price, why this could just be a winner. It's design. It works on so many levels. You've got the 12, 3, 6 and 9 markers, 3 at the 12 to help it stand out as being, that is the top of the watch, that is the 12 o'clock. It's just so crisp and clean and easy to just look at a glance and read the time. For a relatively small watch, a 38mm, it has some reasonable wrist presence because it's got a relatively large dial. And while we're talking about the dial, you know what's cool, apart from this lovely grey sunburst effect, which is actually a very deep, rich grey colour. It's also fume, so it gets darker around towards the where the indices are. But what's also very cool is it's got a slight stepped effect. This second and minute track that runs out around this edge is a separate component to the dial. It's only about 1mm thick, but it just adds an extra layer of depth and texture to the dial. And then there's little markers at the 1, 2 and 4 and 5, etc. Lovely, elegant, very tiny little markers with lume in there. And then what's just a landed flair of design, which I really like. These lovely little shapes, almost at this angle look like a letter U, which is mimicking, or it's aping the shape of the hour and minute hand. So it adds a bit of softness to the markers and the hands. And then you've got that slight bit of crisp edging with the 12, 3, 6 and 9. So you've got to play on different, ever so slightly different shapes, softer and harder. And you've got raised and you've got printed. And they all seem to balance and blend together to create a really well balanced watch. Applied logo and printed. And the printed text here at just above the 6 o'clock. Even though I criticise the crown, it's got a subtle design to it. It ever so slightly tapers, wider at the outer part, and then it tapers inwards, and it's got a nice, very subtle amount of grip to it. It's a signed crown as well. It's got the Santura logo on there. And then whilst we're working around this mid case, what's very clever about the design of this piece is the proportions are just spot on. You've got nice flat crystal on the top, which is so clear, lovely clear quality sapphire. It's got that clarity which we would expect from sapphire, but the proportions are great. You've got this top bezel, completely polished, and then you've got the mid case, almost entirely brushed with a tiny bit of chamfering going on just around this top edge here and a little bit under the bottom edge, helps breaking it up a bit. Equal in proportion and size to the bezel. And then from this angle, you can see the fully polished and screwed down case back is a very similar size as well. So it's just a really nicely proportioned watch. Neat little lugs which curve down, not long ugly things. It's only 44 millimeters long. That's a stat I forgot to mention earlier, as I did the 20mm lug width, as well as the 100 meters water resistance. The clever design features don't stop there. Where they continue on is if you want to appreciate the watch after you've taken it off and look at the back, you have a partially exposed case back. And this is clever, I've never seen this before personally, where you've got, it's fully sapphire crystal, so that is all crystal on the back, but just underneath the glass is a lovely, beautifully etched design, which is concealing pretty much the most boring part of the movement. What's left exposed is you can see just a bit of the Geneva stripes on the movement there, but you can see the escape wheel just beautifully beating away there. It's a very clever way of you getting to appreciate the movement, but also it's not the most beautiful movement. The rotor itself is actually, when we look at it, very plain indeed. It makes up for that by having this beautifully integrated design feature there. Now, some of you who may say if it's a GADA watch, it's going to need a date complication. I would say this is one of those rare moments. I'm happy they haven't put one in or tried to squeeze it in, because this has such beautiful symmetry, this watch, in its design and its dial layout. Squeezing a date window in there or having one that's chopped off a bit at the bottom would definitely mess that up, and I'm glad they didn't do that. Now, before we finish out this video, I'm going to show you how transformative a few straps are. Now, Vario kindly sent me this strap a while ago. I've put it on a few different watches and their straps are extremely good quality, super buttery soft, there's no break-in period, and really affordable prices as well. And they don't just make beautiful straps, they make amazing watches, so do check them out. And you can see quite quickly how just a strap change transforms the look of the watch. It's pretty casual now. You've got the lovely sort of satin finish, nice buffalo grain, more earthy colour. This is such a smart casual look now. The other strap which it comes with is probably a little bit more dressy because it's got more of a sheen to it, solid texture to it. Definitely still a nice strap, but this just takes it to another level in my opinion. You know what also does? If you can get something with a similar colour, or you want to really splash out and get yourself an Artem strap. These are very expensive straps, I must say, and I think the quality is outstanding, but I must say they are too expensive for what they are. I mean, I'm being honest with you. I didn't have to pay for this one was given to me. This is more for me to demonstrate this kind of colorway and why a sailcloth strap will work on this watch, because it's got the water resistance. But if you want it to still look smart, get yourself a sailcloth. If you're going to go in the pool, go on holiday, it's a hot sweaty day, you can slap the watch on super quick. But look how it complements this watch, just mix it out. And that's the beauty of having a grey dial watch. Same with the other watches as well that they offer, the other colorways, is that versatility. I've got to show you the loom. Gorgeous loom elements which are really neatly applied. It's just enabling you to enjoy this watch in so many different situations. And that's why I like watches like this. Nothing too niche, not homaging anything. Absolute winner. If you made it to the end of the video, that means you're a loyal subscriber, or you have an excellent attention span, or I have captivated you enough, or you're waiting for what hopefully will be a new continuing theme in my videos, and that is my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. Get to the subscribe button now, hit it, or I will come and find you. Get to the chopper now!